Kevin McCullough, glad you're with us. Beautiful shot of the most gorgeous city on the planet. Well, I take that back. Paris might be slightly more beautiful, but there is not a city that I love more in this entire world than the city of New York. And for all of its good, bad, the history, the potential, the amazing place that it is, I am grateful that God has planted me down here and said, go be a missionary to these people. And that's where we're at every single day. Kevin McCullough, glad you're with us, helping those that are watching this show to try to think more clearly. I don't like to do a lot of politics on the show. I much prefer topics like that last one where we can really sit and examine and think and really come to some sort of clarity on some ideas about life that are very important. However, politics is a part of life, and it's something that we deal with, and it's something that's in the news every day. And there are good people and bad people in politics. There's a lot of people that say there are no good people in politics. I disagree with them. There are some rotten scoundrels in politics. There are some not so bad people in politics, and there are some decent people in politics. And I think that justice and fairness demand that when someone is called something that they are not, that the liar who lies that lie should be exposed for what he is. And in terms of lying liars that lie a lot, Ed Shultz kind of takes the cake. I want you to watch a piece of this video, and I haven't been ready to stop it when I tell you to, but this is Ed Shultz using a piece of video from a campaign stop that Texas Governor Rick Perry made recently. And this aired 2 nights ago on the Ed Shultz Show. Take a look. Nope, that's no, this is the wrong video. Sorry. Flip the videos. The first one. I told you the wrong one, Ivan. That's my bad. When you're ready to go, let me know. Okay, here's the video I wanted you to see. Take a look.
I think there's an element of racism every time people claim the first black president doesn't love this country. Perry comes from the radical country club that loves to remind white America President Obama is other, not like you. Perry also wants you to know that he's pro-business.
I am a pro-business governor. I don't make any apologies about it, and I will be a pro-business president. Getting America back to work is the most important issue that faces this country. Being able to pay off $14.5 or $16 trillion worth of debt. That big black cloud that hangs over America.
That black cloud Perry is talking about is President Barack Obama. Perry makes... And Jim Moore, is this the Rick Perry that you know from Texas, or is this a different twist in the way he plays against his opponents?
No, this is the same guy. I think the whole business with the black cloud wasn't exactly very subtle. And it's...
All right, so take that off the screen for a second, Ivan. So that's how Ed Shultz played it. He used a clip of Governor Perry that's talking about how the #1 issue in America that's facing Americans is jobs and getting people the ability to work and an opportunity to work to support their families. By the way, what community in America is under the most suffrage of unemployment right now? What ethnic community in America is more disproportionately out of work than any other ethnic community in the country? The African American community. That's the community that is experiencing the most pain from the current unemployment that exists. African Americans all across the country in big cities, several of them in Governor Perry's states, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, New York, Los Angeles, large numbers of African Americans underemployed and unemployed because of the economy. So when Mr. Perry says it is time to get Americans the opportunity for them to go back to work, he's saying, for those of you out of work, my biggest focus, my biggest laser beam that I'm going to be concentrating on is creating jobs. By the way, this is what he's done in his state. He's created 50% of all the jobs in the last 2 years that have been created in the country. 1 out of every 2 new jobs has pretty much been made in his state. But then Ed Shultz stops the tape when he says that big black cloud that hangs over America, and then he says the black cloud Perry is talking about is President Barack Obama. Ed Shultz, direct quote from that piece of tape you just saw. The black cloud Perry is talking about is President Barack Obama. Ooh, the black cloud hanging over America. This man's a racist. This man hates black people. This is what Ed Shultz is saying. He wants to see black people suffer and die. This is what that lying bag of human flesh, Ed Shultz, is trying to convince America of. And how did he do it? By cutting off what Rick Perry was saying right after the words, that big black cloud that hangs over America. But what was the tape actually of that Rick Perry was saying? Take a look at the rest of this tape. Go ahead, pick it up from where we left off. Did Governor Perry really call President Obama a black cloud that hangs over America?
That big black cloud that hangs over America.
That black cloud Perry is talking about is President Barack Obama. Perry makes...
What did they leave out?
Being able to pay off $14.5 or $16 trillion worth of debt. That big black cloud that hangs over America, that debt.
What? Stop the tape. What? What was it? That big black cloud that hangs over America, that debt? The debt is the black cloud that hangs over... Do we have a lot of debt? $16 trillion? Yeah. Does that debt weigh us down as a country and keep us from being able to do things and put ourselves on correct financial footing as a nation? Does it drag the economy down? Yeah. Is that a negative kind of Mordor-like Tolkien reference, if you want to go there, of kind of the problem that hangs over the financial viability of our nation? Absolutely. So is it fair to call debt a big black cloud that hangs, a storm cloud, if you will, that hangs over America? Does it threaten? Yes. Pick it up from where we left off, Ivan. Look at this again. This is what MSNBC played, and then what he actually said. Just where we left off, just pick it right up from there.
America, that debt that is so monstrous, that big black cloud.
Did we lose the video? Okay, pick it up from where we left off. Go.
Being able to pay off $14.5 or $16 trillion worth of debt. That big black cloud that hangs over America, that debt that is so monstrous. That big black cloud that hangs over America.
That's how MSNBC edited it.
The cloud Perry is talking about is President Barack Obama.
Ed Shultz fills in the gap.
Being able to pay off $14.5 or $16 trillion worth of debt. That big black cloud that hangs over America, that debt that is so monstrous. That
Stop the tape. So that 2 nights ago, that's what Ed Shultz was allowed to do. Allowed to do to a candidate declared for the presidency of the United States. Basically, flat out lie. Edit the tape, cut it off before he defines what the big black cloud is, imply racism, scare everyone in America. Oh, look, this is a country club Republican. He's all about, you know, the good old white boys. Blah, 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 blah. Ed Shultz, lying directly to you without any accountability for almost 24 hours. So if he did issue an apology, you would think, well, it should be for saying that Rick Perry was a racist and painting him as a racist, especially using that piece of evidence, which shows no sign of racism whatsoever. Well, he did get caught, and he did apologize, but he didn't really apologize for what he should have apologized for. Listen to how he parses this.
Now, last night we played a clip of Governor Perry talking about the debt being a black cloud over this country. We did not present the full context of those statements, and we should have. Here's the full clip. Let's get it right. Here's the full clip.
I'm a pro-business governor. I don't make any apologies about it, and I will be a pro-business president. Getting America back to work is the most important issue that faces this country. Being able to pay off $14.5 or $16 trillion worth of debt. That big black cloud that hangs over America, that debt that is so monstrous. There's only one way you get rid of it that's practical, that makes sense, and that is to free up America, free up American entrepreneurs.
No doubt about it, it was a mistake, and we regret the error. On this particular statement, we should not have included it in our coverage of his overheated rhetoric. That's our mistake.
Okay, let me come back to me. That's what he apologized for? That he showed the tape out of context? Mr. Shultz, you lied to the American people. You purposefully cut a piece of tape off to make it appear that Rick Perry was making a racist statement. And you apologize for, the only thing you apologize for is not playing the whole thing? Mr. Shultz, you should lose your show. You should be taken off the air. MSNBC has been embarrassed by you because you accused a man of hating other people because of the color of their skin based on a lie that you created out of a piece of videotape. You should have been apologizing for lying, not for, oh, I didn't play the videotape. I apologize for not playing the videotape properly. You're a liar, Mr. Shultz. You're a liar. You're the one who called Obama